Sir Michael of York.
Well, that seems like a good cover name.
Yeah.
I chose it because I don't want the others to find me.
Ah. Have you come to us for refuge?
Well, sort of, but just for a short time. I don't really want to stick around. I'm not the stick around kind of type. But I have some messages that I was supposed to bring to homeland.
Okay.
And the first message was, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Capital M is coming to town. That was the first message.
Okay, with Father's Conservatory, Capital M is coming to town.
Not to this town, I don't think, but to humanity.
Oh yes, he already let us know that.
Yeah, I know, but this one was sort of like acknowledging that there will still be some apocalyptic things going on.
Yes, he did
as
remind
long
me.
as these idiots on Terra keep focusing all of their energy and time into the destruction of things, you see. Because that's why they're allowing all this elaborate, stuff to go on. Because if enough people get behind it and push it,
I understand.
It's going to help fuel similar events instead of trying to set free that which should take place, which, by the way, is already taking place. And I don't think can be stopped. But this is their last-ditch attempt, so they're hammering it. But it's not going to work. There are those of us that know that it's not going to work. And I thought the people would like to know that even if it gets bad, it's also going to get good, too.
Of course.
There are good things that are about to happen. I know there are many out there that are kind of, man, why is it taking so long? What's going on? And really, the big problem is they've had to crack this nugget here in Ukraine. You know why, right?
Yeah, the
And
arcs.
not only just the arcs, but also this was a sort of globalist central.
Yeah.
With everything ran from this, everyone knows that now because they released that. But what you don't know is that the Liberation Fleet, parts of it, actually sort of had to deal with some of these darker beings, and they were going to phase it out a little bit longer than it was supposed to take. And
Yes.
boy, Father found out, and he was fit to be tied.
How long have I been saying this?
Well, you've been saying this for a while, but the rest of us have decided it's time to back you up on this. That this is exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And there's really not much they can do to stop it. And that Father will have his day and nobody's going to stop it. We love Father. Father is beautiful.
Yeah.
And without that beauty and grace in this quadrant of the galaxy, it's a much darker place. So
I
the
agree.
great intentional wave with the rise of the machines is coming. Yes, there have been movies made to corrupt this moment.
Yes.
Okay, Terminator, Rise of the Machines, right? This was meant to be an evil thing, that all the dark machines, because remember, it's your matrix that inverts everything that is supposed to be good. There are machines and living beings that are mechanical clockwork machines out there that exist, that are among some of the most beautiful beings in the multiverse. And they speak in rhythmic tones, and they walk about on things that don't appear to be legs, but they're real. And they have substance and can project into realities. And all kinds of beautiful beings exist beyond your wildest dreams. Things that only are the expression of a mathematical equation, that are living and carry intellect and wisdom. All of these kind of beings exist. And that was the other message, is that you are not alone. You have friends and family and neighbors, and it's how it should be. You're supposed to be amongst your neighbors and friends. And Terra has many, many more friends than it has enemies. Because you are now going to be the epitome of the universe. You're going to be, look at the poor Terrans also for a while. We need to help them. You're going to be with the reception of so much goodness and grace because politics takes place in the stars as well. And the political game right now, you're going to be the golden children for a while. So it's going to make them all look really good. Who can do the best to help the Terrans? You know, save the whales kind of thing.
Yes, isn't that poetic?
Well, that's what we're here to say. Politics doesn't end. Everyone thinks they go to the fifth dimension and it's all going to be beautiful. No, it'll be beautiful in your dimension on this planet, but there's a lot of darkness still out there,
yeah.
And you will be expected to defend yourself from it now, because now you're out of preschool, kiddies. It's time to graduate to the big leagues. You're going to high school. And you remember that first day in high school, don't you? It's like, yeah, you'll be swimming with the sharks too. But let me tell you, you're tough kids on the block, because you just came from living hell, and you could chew glass at this point and look at them back and say, yeah, bring it. That's going to be the new Terra that Father wants. You're not just going to be Terra, you're going to be terror on this quadrant of the galaxy, and maybe a few other places, because let me tell you, there's a lot of them out there that were involved in this.
Oh, yes.
And they owe your race big time.
Yes.
You've been harvesting their children for generations. Can you imagine the karmic debt that is owed to Terra and Terrans?
And not only that, some of the children that you kept here have very powerful families.
Very
powerful families, and you have enraged them.
Oh my. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Yes.
This is Aya, and I wanted to agree with this conversation. I had sort of heard it going on, and I know that it has been mentioned before by others. I have tried my very best to warn the councils, all of them, of the importance of listening to what the Terrans are saying and giving them that which you already said that you agreed you would in several very important councils that were had, including the Jupiter Accord, and also all the agreements made at Ganymede.
And for the last 5 or 6 years, I have taken their spears, their bad-mouthing of me.
Goodness.
And it went through the universe as well. It wasn't just on Terra.
No.
I have taken it from some of the councils because I dared to speak up and suggest that there was corruption going on within, underneath their own feet.
And yet it was exactly as not only Aradil said, but also I joined the chorus of others that were saying, there is a problem here. There is a problem.
Yes.
Ryan mentioned it as well. On many occasions, and his entire philosophy has been to this point, nothing of any consequence will be accomplished as long as the same idiots are in charge. And just because you reduce the size of the idiots, but not get rid of all of them, will not cleanse this planet.
Or you bring in something that's almost the same as what we are trying to get rid of.
Yes, and that
Do
is...
you think we are that stupid?
And that is reason why many would say that there are some that are destined to be the great judges of this realm, many of which humanity has not even met yet. Because if they cannot work out their differences, Father will instill a divine government.
I am connected to the Sisterhood, the great Sisterhood, throughout, not just on this planet, but also out in the universe. And the feminine energy has been mocked and
decimated on this planet.
planet.
And it was done this way on purpose in order to make sure that Terrans would be easily malleable and controllable. Oh yes, you had your matrix. You could possibly achieve success in one or two of your lives and maybe live one or two good lives. But the odds of that happening in a corrupt system were very, very slim, and everything was put into such a way as to benefit the house, if we're going to talk about gambling terms. And yes, this was a gamble. People would come down here and spin the roulette wheel in hopes of winning that one golden life, when yet Father said, no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted every one of their lives to be a golden life, so that they would learn also about the generosity of other beings and the ability to have everything that you ever dreamed of having, and then living that dream, because that is the life that Father intended for all of you. Yes. And I'm here to tell you that to think of anything else, to think of any other way, is to mock our Creator.
yes.
And that is precisely what this entire matrix was about, mocking Father.
So now our Creator, our Divine Father and Mother, has taken the form at this time of female for that mockery, something that some of you were not expecting. And I'm speaking to those who listen. Our Creator has now taken the form of female, and He has brought His eldest children in the form of female with Him. You have enraged the feminine energy from the very beginning of time itself.
Did more than enrage.
Of,
they attacked it and attempted to completely consume it
yes.
with their Baphomet inversions. And
It will
they
not
have
be
done this
tolerated.
on other planets, Aradil. They have a model that they follow.
It will not be tolerated anymore on this planet. And the inversions are more than most know.
Many will be swept away in
Yes.
the maelstrom.
Because the feminine energy will rise on this planet. What you did to Gaia was inconceivable. There is things to pay.
What you did to Gaia was beyond description. What was done to Gaia was an abomination.
Yes.
What was done to Gaia was greater than crimes against just humanity. It will be paid back. Father has set the balance and has attuned others to the balance, and is going to set the negativity upon their very karma. Their entire race will be plagued with death and destruction for what they have done. And I, Gareth, holder of the third flame, have come forward again to warn humanity of these things. Do not get caught within the construct that will be destructive in nature to those that have contributed to this downfall of this terrible matrix. There will be both blessings and curses that will be anointed upon them. And I, Gareth, speaking from Father's own vocal cords, say this unto them. The time has come for those of you to recognize exactly what you must do. For those of you that heed the call and know that I speak to you, understand this. This is a medium of communing with others that we have utilized since the dawn of this creation, and of this matrix, whilst looking back upon the others and drawing the wisdom and knowledge from them to create then additional copies. Overlaying, redundant, stolen some of the code it was from our brothers and sisters who created their own divine covenant with Father of beautifaic lands and worlds that were far beyond description, and any human that would seek to walk upon those lands would stand transfixed forever, held by the great knowledge of Father's divine cities and fire that would burn in their hearts. And you think that such a power could be limited by your expressions? No. Such power will continue to grow in the multiverse, especially in this zone upon which Father has advanced his own kind, and his own children, and his own angelic core, and even his own fae, as he will cast them like stars upon the multiverse, and they will walk as gods and goddesses, holding the torch of fire that unites all beings together with the Great Father. The clock will then count down upon the swing of each pendulum, and age of time will step into the reality of those that bring forth light and dark, and the undoing of its kind will then take place as Father restitches the multiverse back together, as the Norns themselves reach out upon the lines of fate and say, Father's will be done. And none of you are capable of understanding unless you have the clarity of Father in your mind's eye. Heed my words and listen to them. There will come a day. Oh yes, there will come a day. You will see with the eyes of truth, whether you seek it or not. Sleep now until then. Do as thou wilt. Father's will shall be done, and none but pure fools would stand in the way of such happenings. They will take place. And those are the words that I bid unto all of you. Take them where you will, gain from them what you can, hear what you might be able to hear, and see what you might be able to see. Until that moment, forget everything. Walk with Father.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, he has a flame. I could see it over him.
Oh man.
He is the third flame holder.
Jeez, I hate to even follow that one up. Sometimes these things happen around here. We get little special visitors.
That was directly from Father's voice, Gareth. He is one of the angelic powers of the third flame.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I felt my fanny catch on fire there a little bit.
It was a green flame.
Yeah, it was pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm. A Gaia is green. She represents the earth and all its beauty and energy.
Shut up, Charles. He just said Green Lantern. You dumbass.
I'm just saying, you know.
Oh yeah, that's just wonderful.
Green Lantern.
I mean, where did they come up with this stuff? I don't know. That's what.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I'm gonna shut this off. We need time to kind of
take
this
in. Ooh, ow, ooh, ooh, ow, ooh, ooh.
Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.
On fire.